Hello, traders. This is General Romulus coming to you live from the Forum in ancient Rome. Ready to start? Well, it won't be the most exciting week unless America and Iran tangle up on the battlefield. If that happens, things could get wilder than the battle at the Mulvian Bridge. Okay, let's go. I am, as you always remember, not a stockbroker, your financial advisor. This video is strictly for your educational and informational purposes only. How many of you out there have been taking some form of one of these fat drugs? Up until not long ago, injectable. Two companies, Novo Nordisk out of Denmark and Eli Lilly out of the state of Indiana, the great state of Indiana, have injectable fat loss drugs under various names, disguises perhaps. Are any of you taking these? Fortunately, because of the ancient Roman diet and lifestyle, a lot of running around, a lot of vegetables, not a lot of fatty foods. People like us, we don't really have to think about those kinds of things. Instead, it's more spears in the gut in the forum, knives in the back in the Senate Hall, or lions attacking us in the arena. Those tend to be fairly deadly. So the two main companies out there, Novo Nordisk, again, that's a Danish company, and Eli Lilly, an American-based drug company, both been around a long time. Both these fat drugs coming from the foundation of diabetes research over the past several decades, and diabetes, while naturally forming in some unfortunate victims, most patients of this are due to poor eating habits and lifestyle choices. So along comes Novo Nordisk some years ago and comes out with a drug called Ozempic or Wegovy, the alternative Wegovy, pretty much the same thing. And people are injecting these into their guts. They're feeling like they want to eat less, and they are losing weight. And not long ago, the stock of Novo Nordisk was reflecting this amazing drug, trading all the way up near $150 a share about over a year and a half ago. 150. Then it starts this precipitous decline. Part of that decline, no question, is due to the success of what many feel is the better alternative coming from Eli Lilly. And again, they have their own names of these companies, Mounjaro and some others out there. But Lilly has just been, it's almost been dollar for dollar. As $1 comes out of a Novo, the dollar has been reinvested into Eli Lilly. Eli Lilly now at the current valuation is worth, you take the valuations of Johnson & Johnson, Merck, and Pfizer, three of the other largest drug companies in America, and they do not equal the valuation of Eli Lilly. It is unbelievable the wealth creation machine that this company has been over the past 3 years. And just as unbelievable has been the wealth destruction vehicle of Novo Nordisk over the past 18 months. Again, dropping from almost $150 a share, opening today, that's why I want to bring this up, opening today at $40. $40 a share. That brings the stock down almost 75% from its all-time high in the summer of 2024. I could get more money for a rusty Gladius than I could a share of Novo Nordisk right now. Unbelievable. And they're still selling a ton of the weight loss drugs. And as a matter of fact, they got the blessing of all not even 2 months ago. It was, about 2 months ago, late December 2025, when the American FDA approved the pill. A weight loss. You mean you can eat all you want, get fat, stop a couple of years of taking a pill, lose all the weight? I mean, that's the American dream, isn't it? Well, that and living forever, which I'm sure is going to be coming in a pill form to you really, really soon. So fat people get skinny, but Novo Nordisk, that gets a little bit skinny as well. So is the stock a buy today, maybe? What do you think? Have you been taking these pills? Let me know. Oh, by the way, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You know, as well as all the Centurions in the Romulus Legion, that the stuff you hear and see here, you know you're not getting it anywhere else. That's pretty much a bar none situation. And always remember, General Romulus loves to find consistent returns regardless of market direction. Consistent returns regardless of market direction, what does that mean? Well, It means that sometimes the S&P 500 goes down, like last April, the tariff tantrum, or the COVID crash of 2020. Anybody remember the financial crisis of 2008? What about the dot-com crash of 2001, 2, and a little bit of 3? I lived and successfully traded through all of those crazy situations. And again, sometimes the market doesn't always go up. Sometimes it goes down. As for me and mine, well, we're just continuing to search for consistent returns, regardless of which direction the market goes. And we have been getting that in spades. Okay, speaking of quite a while, as Novo Nordisk gets ready to open this morning, the stock will be trading at, get this is unbelievable, a nearly 5-year low. Last time I traded this low was May of 2021. I mean, this company has shed some serious weight. What are they going to do? Well, people are still taking these drugs. People are still buying the injections. People are going to be buying these pills forever. However, Eli Lilly just got some good news that in the trials, at least their pill, similar to their injections, are working better than the pills from the Novo Nordisk operation. Again, similar to the injections. But they're both selling a ton of the drugs. The stock market, however, is beginning to price in a situation where this Novo Nordisk is just not going to sell any more of these fat drugs or anything else that they're involved in. I mean, they're a major operation. The company's still worth over $200 billion. There's not too many companies on the planet. You know, we're talking about altogether around the entire world, 100 companies in the whole world that are worth $200 billion or more, in combining all of the countries. So again, a major player, but it's really been getting quite hammered. It's kind of like one of those ski jumps that we just got finished watching from the Winter Olympics over in Milan. Oversold conditions? Not quite yet, and that's part of the problem. It hasn't really been bashed on a consistent basis. It has these periods where it falls and then it rallies a bit, falls and it rallies a bit. That's relieving the oversold situation. So, me and my Centurions, we're going to be on high alert as we roam about our ancient Roman camp for a little bit of a bounce, maybe today, maybe in the near term, but for something a bit longer, maybe an intermediate term hold, maybe something like this where it goes up for 3 to 4 weeks, can put on 10, 20%. Yeah, I just don't know yet. I don't think perhaps it's a reality that this Danish company helping people all over the world lose weight has lost enough weight itself. Hey, as long as we're hanging out together for a few minutes, what about the broad S&P 500, the U.S. stock market, of which almost every stock in the world follows the general trend of the U.S. stock market, generally speaking, although we do have a divergence going on in the recent past. I put a video up about this a week or two ago that was titled The New Megatrends. We've got the emerging markets and Western European stocks that are moving up quite handsomely, and you can see the S&P 500. It's not down. I mean, it's not even 2% away from hitting a new all-time high, so hard to say that it's anything other than just kind of consolidating in here. However, we put these yellow lines up several months ago. Those watching these videos can go back. You've seen these several times, and we still have them up. I don't see any reason to change them. I don't see any reason right now to alter the intermediate term outlook, that if it's breaking down from here, it should be heading to its 200-day moving average, and the lower yellow line, a break below that, will probably put this market into a bear status. And a break above the upper yellow line could, I say could because it's broken above it at least a few times briefly, could put this on a sustainably upside path of a strong move going forward for the next couple of months. You want to reach me directly? RomulusTeaches@yahoo.com. Again, RomulusTeaches@yahoo.com. Would love to hear from you. Again, remember, I'm always looking for consistent returns regardless of market direction. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. That way you'll be alerted every time, 2, 3, 4 times a week, that the old General Romulus comes out from the ancient status to talk a little bit about these modern day markets. And any comments, thoughts, questions, or otherwise, you can always leave them below. Would love to hear from you anytime. All right, I'm heading back to the Forum of Ancient Rome. That's right. We've got a debate heating up between Julius Caesar and Cicero. Oh, it's going to be a burner, everybody. Cannot wait. Bye-bye for now.